What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel on this Saturday morning, September 30, 2017. This is, of course, the #1 professional wrestling podcast right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off the Script, episode 189, part number 2, and I'm sporting my Doom t-shirt, man. And if you are a gamer and you grew up gaming, most definitely your gaming repertoire included Doom, Ultimate Doom, and Doom 2. No question. No question. I actually went over to my mom's house on Thursday afternoon. I got lunch. I was tired of being home. So I went over there. I got myself some Chipotle. I got a chicken burrito. And I didn't know they started doing queso, bro. Chipotle's doing queso now. I wanted to get chips and queso, but it's highway robbery over there. $4 for a small bag of chips that most of the time I get chips from Chipotle, they're stale. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but the fact is, the heart of the matter here is they got queso. Chips and queso are $4. I could probably go to the supermarket and get a huge bag of Tostitos on sale for $3 and then buy some queso, a jar of queso, and it'll probably be cheaper in the long run. But $4 for queso and chips over at Chipotle, what are they out of their fucking mind? Anyway, I got queso on my burrito, which I didn't know I can add because I haven't been there in a while. So I got that. Went over to my mom's house, had some lunch. I go down into the basement, the game room, where my brother usually hangs out, and he's playing Doom. He's playing Doom on his laptop, and I'm like, ooh. And he's, I think it was a fan-made game, and he's got the Cyber Demon on the screen, and he's going one-on-one with the Cyber Demon. It's pretty cool, man. Doom was absolutely fantastic. In fact, I got the new Doom for PS4. I want to actually stream that for you guys on Twitch. Doom was such an amazing game back in the day, man. We used to play it all the time. We used to beat it over and over and over again. It was so hard. You know, you'd go from the medium difficulty to ultra violence, and then you would do Nightmare, which I never did Nightmare, man. My limit on Doom was ultra violence. I would never go past that. But Doom 2, one of my most favorite games of all time, for sure, man. Definitely in my top 10, no question. But I want to thank everybody for showing up to the podcast, man. I actually want to thank everybody for showing up to the House of Glory show on Friday night. Now, I am recording this before the House of Glory show, so I'm thanking you guys in advance. I have to get my recordings done before the show because I know for a fact my voice is not going to be at 100% following the show. But in advance, I want to thank everybody for showing up to the Elks Lodge to watch Chapter 2 for House of Glory. We got a great card going on. We'll talk about it on Sunday, so thank you to everybody that came out. And if you bought me a beer, thank you guys so very much. I also want to talk about this weekend because there's not much news going on right now. It's a pretty slow news weekend. I know a lot of you have reached out to me via the comment section, and you guys have reached out to me via Twitter. JD, are you still watching Lucha Underground? JD, are you going to talk about Ultima Lucha? Yes, I want to, because you guys are blowing up my Twitter. For those who watch Lucha Underground, you got to watch the Dante Fox and Killshot match from Lucha Underground. So I might watch Ultima Lucha, because I haven't watched it yet. I might watch it, and then I might review it on Sunday's show. If you guys are interested in that, leave me something down in the comment section. We'll figure it out by Sunday, because I got to record part 3 on Saturday afternoon. But I definitely want to check it out. Ultimate Lucha is going to be the end of Season 3 for Lucha Underground. It's looking a little bit grim. It's looking a little bleak for a Season 4 of Lucha Underground, so we'll see what happens with that. But I definitely enjoyed Season 3, man. The Cueto Cup was fantastic, and the later that tournament went on, as I suspected, got better. And then we got Ultimate Lucha 3. So if you guys want me to talk about that, let me know down in the comments below or reach out to me on Twitter. I want to thank everybody for showing support for the JD Bullet Club design, man. Team JD Bullet Club design on teespring.com. The campaign was set at a lowly 40 shirts. Right now, as I'm looking at it, we got 33 shirts sold. If you guys want to get your shirt, you got to do so before Wednesday because they're not going to be in production for the rest of the year, man. There's only a limited amount. If you guys want to get in on that and be exclusive to the channel and to Off the Script and to my brand, you guys know what to do, man. Teespring.com. It's going to be linked down in the comment section. I'm going to pin that motherfucker to the top of the comment section. Make sure you guys go out and buy your t-shirts, man. There are men's and women's Team JD Bullet Club design. So if you are a female and you want to represent Off the Script, you can certainly do so now on teespring.com. Link is down below. And thank you to everybody that has bought a shirt so far. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And I got to thank Blinded Fate once again for that design, man. Beautiful, clean, crisp design in the mock-up of the Bullet Club logo, but it's got a little JD infused. So thank you guys so much, and thank you to Blinded Fate who listens to the show and is a Patreon, man. So thank you guys so much for all that. You got till Wednesday, teespring.com. Link is going to be down at the top of the comment section, pinned down below. If you missed Off the Script yesterday, we talked about the Shield reunion and how WWE has no set plans for the Shield to debut again, reunited against The Miz-Taraj. Plans are not set in stone, according to Ryan Satin and James McKenna of Pro Wrestling Sheet. So we talk about that, and I give you the hard truth, the hard facts about why the Shield is returning at TLC as per rumors, man. So we go over all of that, plus we talk about the Bullet Club invasion on Monday Night Raw, what Vince McMahon thought about it, how they sent another cease and desist to the Young Bucks, all that, plus so much more on Off the Script. It will be linked within this video in the annotation. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Also there, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and a Off the Script extra video that is aptly titled Plans for WrestleMania 34 for Lesnar and Reigns is a mistake. Go and watch it. Some people in the comment section of that very video said that was one of the best, most informative videos that we have ever produced here on this channel. So if you guys want to see what all the buzz is about, make sure you guys go and check that out for sure. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Follow me on Twitch, JD from New York. Instagram, JD from NY206. It's all in the layout right there. Take it upon yourselves to follow me all over social media. If you guys want to support the show, besides the Bullet Club design, we got patreon.com/JD from NY206. We got barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Code JD17 at checkout. Thanks to everybody that has taken advantage of buying the Hit List t-shirt. It's still up there, man. It ain't going anywhere. It's going to be there, but it's going to be slightly altered, but it's not going anywhere. But if you guys want to get the original design, it's going to be a limited edition. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Get your shirt today. JD17 at checkout. 20% off your entire order. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. And Audible. I got to thank Audible for sponsoring the podcast each and every weekend. audibletrial.com/offthescript. 1 month free of Audible's service. And they're going to include one free audiobook for you guys. Great way to support the show with doing absolutely nothing on your end but signing up, man. So thank you guys so much for all that. Let's get into the news today, man. We're going to start off with some Monday Night Raw news, and this was very interesting to me. Michael Cole, yes, Michael Cole is in the news on this Friday afternoon for Saturday. Michael Cole considered to be one of the workhorses in WWE because he rarely takes time off and he does so much behind the scenes. Michael Cole reportedly not going to be at Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. Now, that is emanating from, I don't know where they're emanating from, but it is on October 2nd, and Michael Cole, noted by WWE.com, will be attending his son's wedding in Denver, Colorado. But that is certainly a good reason to take time away from the WWE. The thing is with Michael Cole, this is only his second day off, or his second week off in 20 years of service for the WWE. That alone is absolutely admirable, man. That is what I call beast. For someone to not take a week off in 20 years, that is unbelievable, man. He's got 2 weeks off in 20 years. Now, I understand he works 52 days a year on air for WWE with Monday Night Raw, and then, you know, obviously behind the scenes, but that's unbelievable, man, that you have only 2 weeks off in 20 years. I don't know whether that's good or bad. It's good in a sense that you can respect Michael Cole, but it's kind of bad that WWE, pretty much, you know, like we figured, is ball and chain, man. They got you tied down. You're in the WWE, forget about it, man. You are literally a workhorse, per se. But Michael Cole making the most of it. This is his second week off in 20 years. He's attending his son's wedding in Denver, Colorado. Now, who's going to replace Michael Cole on Monday Night Raw? Well, SmackDown Live announcer Tom Phillips will be taking his spot for the 1 week. So we get to see Phillips and Graves on Monday and Tuesday for WWE television this year. I don't mind that team. In fact, I enjoy that team very much. They were the well, up until Morrow, they were the best team on WWE television when they were together in NXT. Tom Phillips is a very, very good play-by-play announcer. The thing is, he needs to, and this is my gripe with him because I watch WWE every week, he needs to understand the moves a little bit better. He needs to call the moves a little bit better. You know, he's very generic. But it's going to be interesting to see how he fares on Monday Night Raw with Vince McMahon in his ear instead of being a little bit more laid back on SmackDown Live. It's going to be very interesting to see how he handles that. And you know what? If this is Tom Phillips' first attempt at Monday Night Raw, this could be a good test because we don't know how long Michael Cole's going to be around. Michael Cole, I believe earlier in the year there was reports saying that Michael Cole wanted to walk away. He didn't want to be doing what he does right now too much longer, and that they were grooming the next Michael Cole for Monday Night Raw. Tom Phillips could very well be the next Michael Cole for Monday Night Raw. So this could be, even though it's 1 week, this, if I'm Tom Phillips, I'm taking this as a massive test to prove to Vince McMahon that, you know what, when my time has come, when Michael Cole's time has come and my time is here, you know, I want you to consider me for Michael Cole's position as the lead play-by-play guy on Monday Night Raw. So Tom Phillips going to be put to the test this Monday, taking over for Michael Cole as he attends his son's wedding. But, like I said, this is only the second time that Cole has taken a week off during his 20 years with the WWE. Raw, going to be a big Raw, man. Going to feature Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman, and The Miz, probably losing the Intercontinental Championship in a championship main event against Roman Reigns. So Michael Cole will not be on Monday Night Raw. Tom Phillips will be taking his place. It's going to be a nice, I would say, a breath of fresh air from Monday Night Raw, not hearing Michael Cole. And then we'll go right back to being formulaic, boring Monday Night Raw when Michael Cole comes back the following week. More Monday Night Raw news. Injury update on Samoa Joe. Any brand would be better off with Samoa Joe, man. I feel like Raw is lacking without Samoa Joe being there. He is a dominating force. He is a legit force in WWE. Samoa Joe is on the mend and hopes to be ready to return to action very, very soon. Sky Sports interviewed Samoa Joe, and he told Sky Sports that he tore the meniscus in his knee a week after SummerSlam, but he needed the time off so that it wasn't the worst timing, compared to anything else. So it wasn't bad timing. He did make it through SummerSlam. He did have that big main event, that big Fatal 4-Way. And then, he figured, you know what, SummerSlam's over. I'm not in any real plans right now. Let's take the time away. Let's get 100%, and then we'll get back to this thing and go back into Survivor Series. Joe said the recovery's going really well, but I've only been able to perform at about 80% capacity since joining NXT. So he was hurt before he even joined Monday Night Raw. He said that he was dealing with a knee issue during his NXT run, and he was treating with ice and elevation when he was at home. He also said that he needed nasal surgery because he broke his nose 8 times in his career, and he was only breathing about 60%. That's got to be difficult, man. If you can't breathe, you ain't going to compete at a high level. So Joe also got surgery, nasal surgery. Joe says that he is waiting to be cleared by WWE and expects to be a part of the upcoming UK tour in November. Joe has been out of action since a live event in Jonesboro, Arkansas on August 26th. At the time, the reports said that he suffered a knee injury during his match with John Cena, and the word was that he would be out of action for a month, so it looks like he is on schedule and should be back in action for Monday Night Raw really, really soon. Good thing. I love Samoa Joe. I think he adds a lot to any brand, and I can't wait to see him back. I actually want Joe to be moved to SmackDown Live. I think a trade of sorts, maybe Joe for Randy Orton or Joe for Kevin Owens, something along those lines. Get Samoa Joe on SmackDown Live, man. I think it presents Joe in a fresh light. I don't think there's much for Joe to do on Monday Night Raw. We've seen Joe and Reigns. We've seen Joe and Rollins. We've seen Joe and Lesnar. I mean, the only real thing that Joe has to do on Monday Night Raw is A, Braun Strowman, and B, Finn Balor. So, with the reports of Finn Balor being the next man in line for Brock Lesnar, I don't see Samoa Joe and Finn Balor getting into a long-term storyline that's going to culminate on pay-per-view. Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe, I would rather have that happen in a little bit more of an important feel. You know, maybe with a title on the line. This is why I wanted Braun Strowman to walk away the Universal Champion. You know, you would have Samoa Joe to be a legit challenger for that Universal Championship and Braun Strowman. So I think that SmackDown Live presents more for Samoa Joe than Monday Night Raw. And I think a trade would benefit not only SmackDown, but Joe himself. And maybe you get someone on SmackDown who doesn't really have much to do and put them over back on Monday Night Raw. There are rumors going around that Kevin Owens, you know, WWE has multiple ideas about Kevin Owens. He could stay on SmackDown, and that could be the way Triple H gets back on television. So we can do that. What's his name? Shane would be off television, and Triple H would take over the commissioner duties on SmackDown Live, and Kevin Owens and Triple H would be headed towards a WrestleMania match. There's rumors going around that, you know, Shane McMahon can win or will win, and they'll ship Kevin Owens over to Monday Night Raw via a trade somehow. Stephanie McMahon will be brought back to Monday Night Raw, so we could probably get something with Stephanie and Kevin Owens. I don't know. I do have news on Stephanie McMahon being brought back in this very episode, but there are multiple scenarios right now for Kevin Owens to be moved over to Monday Night Raw. I think Joe moving over to SmackDown presents a fresh look for Joe. Joe versus Nakamura, Joe versus Styles, Joe versus Bobby Roode, you know, Joe versus pretty much anybody over on SmackDown Live. Joe versus Zayn, we could see that again, you know. I think it's best. So I think WWE would be very beneficial in trading Joe over to SmackDown Live and freshening up the brands, because things are starting to get a little formulaic and a little stale on both Raw and SmackDown. But Samoa Joe will be back before the Survivor Series. We got news on Jeff Hardy, man. Another injury update here. News on Jeff Hardy's injury, when it actually occurred, and how long he will be out for. It was announced this week that Jeff Hardy tore his rotator cuff, and it will require surgery. Jeff appeared on Monday Night Raw this week alongside his brother Matt Hardy, but Michael Cole made it clear that Jeff will be out a significant amount of time. Jeff is not going to be back until WrestleMania season. He's going to be out the rest of 2017 and early 2018. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio says the injury occurred at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. So stop right there. WWE knew that Jeff Hardy was hurt. WWE continued to have Jeff Hardy wrestle on house shows and on Raws and on pay-per-views, knowing this man was injured, instead of pinpointing the injury, getting it done then, and having him begin the road to recovery. They had him go out there week after week after week up until this current week, and it's gotten probably worse, and now he needs extensive surgery, and he's going to be out a little bit longer. So if they pinpointed the injury then, the diagnosis should have been then, the surgery should have been then, and he would have been back sooner. Instead, WWE thought that, you know what, let's continue to break Jeff Hardy down. Let's have him go out there week after week after week, continuously get hurt, make it worse, and then risk his career. What is with taking your toys, Vince, and breaking them down to a point where they'll never be the same again? Why wasn't this addressed when it was found out? That's what I want to know. That's selfishness. That's ridiculous. That he was hurt at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, and there's no way you can tell me that Jeff didn't know he was hurt. Now, it's possible that he didn't say anything because he didn't want to be off television. He didn't want to lose his spot. But this is Jeff Hardy we're talking about. This is Jeff Hardy we're talking about. Maybe there's a small sliver of a chance Jeff felt and knew that he was hurt, but he didn't tell WWE officials until too late. But we don't know. We will never know. WWE could have found out this week. Jeff didn't tell them. Or maybe WWE knew and they continued to work Jeff Hardy into the fucking ground. Either way, it sucks. Because now Jeff is going to be off television. So, the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view was the pay-per-view where Jeff got hurt. This came in the 30-minute Iron Man match. Great match. With Sheamus and Cesaro against the Hardys. Hardy's been working through the injury ever since. Jeff will have surgery on October 3rd to repair this injury. According to WWE's doctor, the injury is, and I quote, a full-thickness tear of his supraspinatus. I don't know how to pronounce that. Suprapinatus tendon. And a couple of other areas in his shoulder. End quote. I'm no medical doctor, but it doesn't sound good. He's going to be out for the rest of the year, and he's probably going to be out most of WrestleMania season. He'll be lucky if he makes it back for WrestleMania, which I hope he does. Wrestling Inc. is reporting that Shelton Benjamin and Eric Rowan suffered similar injuries. They were both out of action for about 7 months. If that is the time frame correct, that could keep Jeff out until late April, May 2018. If that's the case, he would miss WrestleMania 34. It will depend on how bad the injury is, and once they do the surgery, and then obviously rehabilitation. As of right now, it looks like Jeff will be out for a significant amount of time. If this was diagnosed in July at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, maybe Jeff would have had a chance of making it back for WrestleMania. But being that WWE now found out about this and either had him go on wrestling hurt, whatever the case may be, his surgery is taking place in October. That's going to force him to possibly miss WrestleMania. If this was discovered earlier and the surgery was done then, he might have a chance of making it back for WrestleMania. Not a good situation. Not a good situation. Not a good situation for the tag team division. Not a good situation for Jeff. Not a good situation for Matt. What's going to happen with Matt? This presents a whole new scenario now for Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy created a gimmick that he cannot use currently in WWE. A gimmick that is so over. A gimmick that has turned his singles career around in the blink of an eye. This is not, the late 90s, early 2000s here, where we got the Hardys, and Jeff is winning world titles, and Jeff is the Hardy boy that everybody wants to see, leaving Matt in the background. Jeff's in the spotlight, Matt's in the background. Matt has turned his singles career around, and it's not the same Matt that we seen back in his early run in WWE. We had Big Money Matt in TNA. We had Broken Matt Hardy in TNA. Now we got Matt Hardy who wants to break out and do the broken thing so badly. You see it written all over his face. This presents a different scenario now for WWE. What do they do with Matt Hardy? What do they do with Matt Hardy? How do they book Matt Hardy? Do they really go with this awoken gimmick or get woke gimmick? How do you bring that out of Matt Hardy? Matt Hardy's eventually going to have to wake up to the realization that Jeff is not there. Seriously. Maybe you have him lose a couple of matches. Matt thinking that he needs Jeff to be there. That he's better with Jeff there. He's better with Brother Nero there. So he loses a couple of matches and he doesn't know what he's going to do without Jeff Hardy there. And the catalyst in all this. Some people say maybe Jeff out would give Matt a chance at the mid-card. Maybe he goes after The Miz. I don't think so. I don't want to see Matt Hardy versus The Miz. I don't. I'm going to stick to my guns here. I love The Miz. I love The Miz's microphone work. His promo skills are top-notch in WWE. But is The Miz a main event superstar? No, he's not. And people want my opinion on why I think that. You could look at The Miz when he's in the ring. Miz wrestles a very soft style. The Miz in the ring, everything that The Miz does doesn't have impact. The Miz gets by and barely gets by. Just look at when he does his it kicks or the yes kicks that he took from Daniel Bryan. They look awful. They look awful. There's something about The Miz that is off in the ring. And I've always noticed that about The Miz. And I'm not taking anything away from him. But he's a main event mouth. He's a main event mouth. He's not a main event level WWE wrestler. He's not. He's not. He's not doing any favors for the Intercontinental Championship. WWE is certainly not doing any favors for the Intercontinental Championship of The Miz. The Miz hasn't been in a solid program all year. All year. He hasn't been in one solid, memorable program all year. The last time we got memorable from The Miz is his feud with Dolph Ziggler last year for the Intercontinental Championship. Ever since then, it's been Ambrose on and off. We had John Cena. Now it's, Jason Jordan and then Roman Reigns. He's all over the place. He's just all over the place. The Hardys, they don't know what they want to do with The Miz. He's up and down, hot and cold. So I don't want to see Matt Hardy versus The Miz. I would rather Matt Hardy lose a few matches to a few guys. Come to the realization that he needs Jeff Hardy. That he's better with Jeff there. And if you really want the awoken gimmick to come out, and you want Matt to play the role, come out in the robes and, dye his hair extra white, and have his fucking frizzy hair looking like mad scientist, you know? I'd have Bray Wyatt be the one to bring out that awoken Matt Hardy. I would have Bray Wyatt toy and play with Matt Hardy to the point where it brings out this inner character in Matt Hardy that we want desperately to see on WWE television. I think Bray Wyatt would be the ultimate catalyst for awoken Matt Hardy. I think that would be the best way to go about it. There's really nobody else on Monday Night Raw that I would want to see Matt Hardy in a feud with. There really is nobody, you know? Finn Balor's going to be tied up. Samoa Joe, not really believable. The Miz, don't want to see it. It's not interesting to me. You know, Rollins and Ambrose, they're tied up with the tag team division. Cesaro and Ambrose, they're tied up in the tag team division. You got Braun Strowman, that's a mismatch, right? Jason Jordan, who wants to see Jason Jordan? The only one here, and it looks like we're going to get another Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt feud, and when that's over, I would move Bray Wyatt onto Matt Hardy. That's what I would do. That's the only thing that makes sense here. So we'll see what happens. Bray Wyatt would be the perfect catalyst with the way he talks, with the way he presents himself, with just everything that Bray Wyatt is. That would be a perfect catalyst to bring out that awoken Matt Hardy. After a string of some losses, Matt becomes awoken. He's gotten woken, and he can take care of Bray Wyatt and move on with his singles career. And then, boom, we got some version of the broken gimmick on WWE television. Let me know what you guys think about that, man. But Jeff Hardy, this is a shitty situation. If this was discovered early, it should have been taken care of early. Not found in July and then surgery in October. That is absolutely ridiculous on WWE's behalf, man. I don't like that whatsoever. Moving on here, man. More injury news. Cesaro, as you guys know, was injured at No Mercy. We thought he lost teeth. That was not the case. He hit the steel post, and Cesaro's teeth were jammed 4 millimeters through his gum. I don't know how he survived that. I don't know how he dealt with that. If that was me, I would have cried to the back, and I would have been just a complete pussy. Cesaro is the most toughest man in the WWE. So much that Jack Swagger said that Cesaro should be WWE World Champion. Former WWE superstar Jack Swagger was interviewed by Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated. During the interview, he had some very kind words for Cesaro. Cesaro and Swagger used to team together as the Real Americans in WWE. And I'm going to raise my hand here and say I was a huge fan of the Real Americans. And WWE broke them up because they were getting over on their own. They stuck Cesaro with Jack Swagger because they thought they were two bums. But with Zeb Coulter there, that team was over organically. And they should have had a run with the tag team championships. Every tag team that Cesaro has been in has just gotten the shaft. This is the first one that's actually worked out with Sheamus. He was there with Jack Swagger. They could have been huge. He was there with Tyson Kidd. They could have been huge. Now he's there with Sheamus. It seems to be working out with Sheamus, but it's pretty much, to me, the way I feel about it, it's running its course right now. You know? Cesaro is worth so much more than being a tag team. Right now, he's fulfilling a position that needs to be filled because the tag team division is absolutely useless on Monday Night Raw. There's nobody on Monday Night Raw right now in that tag team division. So they're using him and they're using his talent and using it wisely. But Cesaro, as talented as he is world championship caliber material. Swagger explained why Cesaro should be a world champion in the WWE. This is what he said, and I quote, "Cesaro should be world champ. I'm not afraid to say it. Cesaro is my favorite wrestler. It used to be Kurt Angle, but now it's Antonio Cesaro. He's the strongest guy there. He can go with anybody, and he's a guy that a company can invest in. Not only is he strong," Swagger raves, "but he is also intelligent. I quote, in addition to being gifted, athletically gifted, and being the strongest guy in the room, Cesaro is very smart. He can go in the back and wrestle a match out in his head, and then he'll add his Cesaro-isms in the ring to really make the match special." Swagger also talks about his ability to make people better. He knows exactly where to put things, Swagger says, and make a match explosive. Sell, 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 then holy shit, explosion. He's so flexible, and he's made all his tag team partners better. What did I say? He's made Tyson Kidd better, and he was the driving force for me in the Real Americans tag team. His big swing is gold. He's very hungry, and coming from the indies, he has a chip on his shoulder and a lot to prove. He uses that as fuel to keep getting better and not get complacent. And he would be the perfect guy to be a world champion. Can you disagree with Jack Swagger? Nobody can disagree with Jack Swagger. Hopefully we see that day come very, very soon. Cesaro deserves a lot better than being stuck in the tag team division. But as far as his injury, man, it was worse than people thought. It was a gruesome injury, and you guys seen him on Monday Night Raw. He actually came out dressed in a full suit on Monday Night Raw. Stitches on his lip. You know, he couldn't open his mouth. Cesaro had his bottom lip stitched up after the Raw Tag Team Championship match at No Mercy in Los Angeles against The Shield, or 2/3 of The Shield at least, with Ambrose and Rollins. His teeth knocked out was everybody's thought, but they were actually shoved 4 millimeters up into his gum. It was unreal. So the teeth will be removed, or have been removed as of this week, by a maxillofacial surgeon, and he should have implants as of this past Tuesday. There were fans and wrestlers on social media commenting on Cesaro's toughness. If Cesaro, after that, is not the toughest guy in the WWE locker room, it's going to be tough to argue that point going forward. You know, Cesaro is unbelievable. And I agree with Jack Swagger in every sense of the word. I think Cesaro should be a world champion in WWE. Should have been a world champion, but WWE needs to look at him in a different way, man. Coming out of that No Mercy event, Cesaro is a special athlete, and I hope WWE compensates him going into 2018, man. I really, really do. Maria Kanellis announces that she is pregnant. So she posts on Instagram, I believe. Maria announced that she's 13 weeks pregnant with her first baby. A lot of people telling me, JD, where's Maria and Mike Kanellis? Now you know. She's 13 weeks pregnant. She's not going to be on television if she is expectant. She quotes, "The power of love is strong, and baby makes 3. Mike and I are happy to announce that I am 13 weeks pregnant. Life is what happens when you are making other plans. This is the universe's plan for us. Last year, Mike and I tried to expand our family when we had a lighter schedule, and this year we thought we had put those plans on hold, but apparently that is not what is meant to be, and we are so happy for our new path. Mike has wanted children for a long time. He's going to be a very good daddy, and my biological clock just recently started ticking. Timing is everything, and now our perfect time is for a family. As far as the future, WWE is and has been my dream job, and I plan on coming back with my doctor's approval after the baby is born and gets plenty of mommy time. But until then, I will be posting my real updates on social media. There is so much pressure to have the perfect pregnancy, gain the right amount of weight, and be super stylish. But let me say, I've gained 7 pounds, been nauseous every day, wore yoga pants every day since week 6. I am not perfect. Life is messy. My husband is a recovering prescription drug addict. We are in the middle of buying a house. We are moving across country, and I'm pregnant. I figure I can either stress or be blessed. I feel blessed. I choose happiness. We chose happiness. Thank you to our family, friends, WWE, and the fans for all your support. Let's continue building the power of love with my husband on SmackDown Live, because the power of love is real. Hashtag miracles happen. Hashtag life happens. Hashtag WWE. So congratulations to Maria Kanellis. I don't know what this means for Mike Kanellis. You know, this just proves to me, you know, it's just weird how things work, man. Life does happen. Life does happen. I thought they brought them to TV way too fast. I thought they brought them to SmackDown Live in the worst possible way. And I think these guys, Maria and Mike Kanellis, should have debuted down at NXT. But maybe this time away, maybe this time off, seeing how the gimmick and whatever they had planned for them to was not going anywhere, this might be a blessing. Not only does she get a child out of it, but they're off television. They can kind of hit the reset button. Nobody really remembers anything that they did anyway. They had a cup of coffee on SmackDown Live, and then they were gone. So maybe this could be a blessing. She's pregnant. She's about to have a kid. And Mike Kanellis can get back to, you know, the road to recovery. He can get better, he can get healthy, he can come back stronger than ever, and WWE can present him in a better light, and everything would be well. I think a move back down to NXT, though, or a move to NXT for Maria and Mike Kanellis is the right move. Move someone up, move those two down, have them build their brand and their character down in NXT for about 6 months to a year, and then, at that point, if they're ready to move up, that's the move you make. That's what I would do with Maria and Mike Kanellis, but regardless of all that, congratulations to them. And Maria Kanellis announces that she is 13 weeks pregnant. Finally, guys, we're going to end here. I don't have much news, man. I really don't. This is a very, very, very short episode of Off the Script. There is no news. If I can find anything else, I certainly will report it, but there is absolutely nothing. We went all over the big stories on Friday. So if you guys are, wanting more from Off the Script this Saturday, I got to apologize. There really just is nothing, man. There's nothing for me to talk about. So we're going to end with this one, man. Monday Night Raw ratings have honestly been dipping lower and lower and lower and lower. The hourly breakdown for this week's show, ShowBuzzDaily.com, according to them, this week's episode of Raw drew 2.923 million viewers. That was up from last week's show that drew 2.833 million views, but it's not above the 3 million mark. And you know the WWE's threshold for Monday Night Raw for Raw is 3. This is the hourly breakdown. 3.1 in hour 1, 3.08 in hour 2, and then hour 3, 2.56. That hour 3 kills it, man. That third hour just kills Monday Night Raw. Honestly. But I'm assuming that has to do with a lot of people not really giving a shit about the cruiserweights. So I think a lot of people tuned out when they knew Enzo's cruiserweight celebration was going to close Monday Night Raw. They pretty much probably said, you know what, screw this shit. I'm going to go watch the football game for the remainder of the time on ESPN. But Raw hasn't really been over that 3 million threshold in quite some time. But WWE's idea to get ratings back on Monday Night Raw may be an absolute killer to ratings. I don't see how this would work at all. In fact, if this does not happen, it's going to make the show better in the long run. WWE wants to bring back Stephanie McMahon if the ratings for Monday Night Raw continue to decline. How is that going to make the show better? I don't get it. The reason why you have general managers is the general managers, per storyline, run the show. How much does Stephanie McMahon have to do on the show if she has Kurt Angle in a full-time position running the show? There's nothing for her to do. Unless WWE has plans for a forced storyline where there's internal struggle with the commissioner and general manager, just like there was with Stephanie and Mick Foley. Now we're going to see the same thing with Stephanie and Kurt Angle. What is that going to lead to? What is that going to lead to? It's going to lead to nothing. It's going to lead to a match with Triple H. I'm not interested in that. Kurt Angle's got his own problems. He's got an illegitimate son storyline that's failing week after week. Why don't you concentrate on that? Instead of bringing Stephanie McMahon to Monday Night Raw and making Monday Night Raw worse than it is. How is that good for the show? Stephanie's character is a detriment to the show. It is a negative to the show. She makes me and everybody else want to pick up the controller and change the channel. What, so more women? More superstars are going to get slapped across the face. More superstars are going to get buried with no chance of retaliation against Stephanie McMahon. Yeah, that's a real ratings increase waiting to happen. Fuck out of here, man. The ratings for Monday Night Raw are slowly declining. Obviously, people are going to blame the NFL, and they're going to blame this. They're going to blame the MLB playoffs coming up on TBS and TNT and NBC or wherever the fuck they're showing it, ESPN. But WWE's ratings have been bad. And it has nothing to do with any of that. The ratings are bad and the shows are bad because the shows suck. The writing sucks. Nobody wants to admit that, though. Nobody wants to admit the writing sucks. Why are the shows so bad? The writing sucks. Simple as that. How you have a roster like that and can't produce quality television every week is mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. Then we gotta hear bullshit from the likes of Goldust about how WWE should, or the fans should just accept what we do week in and week out and just watch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This was in the news. If I could find the news article, I want to read you exactly what he said. Where the hell is it? Goldust has a message for WWE fans that complain about the product. Let me read to you what this goon said. Dustin Rhodes has a message for you if you're one of those fans that complain about the WWE product. These kids are our future. Quit your bitching. Suck it up and try to enjoy our product. Try and enjoy the product we put on for you. That's all I'm saying. It's a TV show. You're not always going to get what you want. Are you serious? And while I finished that, there was an ad playing. So if you guys hear some weird noises, that's ads on these fucking dirt sheets. These websites. That's what he said. Try to enjoy the product. So you want me to just sit there, take it up the ass, and enjoy the bullshit that you're putting out, knowing that it's bad. You want me to keep my mouth shut? Nah. No, bro. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We are paying customers. If we're not getting what we asked for, or we're not getting what we want, or we're not feeling satisfied, we have every fucking right to voice our opinion about the product. Now I understand that you got to take to Twitter and give the politically correct answer because you're an employee of the company, but there's no doubt in my mind that half of that fucking locker room thinks the same way we do. They just can't say anything. Give me a break. What type of company tells you, shut your fucking mouth, quit bitching, and enjoy what we do for you? It's a TV show. So all the people that watch The Walking Dead, right, complained about this last season. Oh, there wasn't enough action. Oh, there wasn't enough death. Oh, there wasn't enough zombies. Oh, there was too much talking. Oh, there was too much Negan. The people who criticize The Walking Dead, hashtag TWD on Twitter, right? Going to AMC's Twitter, going to The Walking Dead official Twitter, complaining about the show. How many people cried and complained when Glenn died? I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Glenn getting his fucking head bashed in, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. How could you cry over that? People wanted to boycott the show. People wanted to boycott the show. I would love to see all these people's reaction when Daryl dies. I'm going to be one of the few people laughing when he dies, because I know how everybody's going to react. But people are so invested in the show, is what I'm trying to point out to you. People are going to bitch and moan. Why are you wasting your breath telling people to shut up, quit your bitching, and enjoy the show? People are going to complain, whether it's good or bad. If everything was good and nobody complained, don't you think it would be a little off? Don't you think things would be a little bizarre if nobody complained? But the fact is, WWE's putting on bad shows. WWE's putting on bad shows. We have every right to complain. When your main event for WrestleMania 34 is looking more inevitable by the week with Reigns and Lesnar, we have every fucking right to complain. Give me a break. Now I just wish WWE would script Roman Reigns to get his head bashed in, get his head bashed in by Negan. I'd pay to see that at WrestleMania. Anyway, moving on to this Raw story. It's not Monday Night Football. It's not the MLB playoffs. It's not golf. It's not soccer. It's not sitcoms left and right. The attendance is down. It's not just the month of September, Mr. Dog. Your show sucks. Why is SmackDown attendance down? Look at the champion you got headlining your shows. The answer's right there. You just neglect to see it. The NFL regular season remained king on Monday nights. 13.7 million viewers and a rating of 5.1. Monday Night Raw, on the other hand, had a total of 3.1 million viewers in the first and second hours and then went down to 2.6 for the final hour. It's not surprising to see the third hour of Raw to struggle because it's the norm since the 3-hour format was introduced. Well, maybe they should get rid of the 3-hour format. WWE also has backup plans to stay afloat against the NFL last year. Or this year, rather. They also had one last year. I don't know what it was, but according to this report, they have backup plans against the NFL last year. One of those plans was the return of Bill Goldberg, who last appeared for WWE in 2004. Goldberg went on to defeat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series in just 90 seconds. It was one of the most talked about moments in WWE history, and Goldberg helped Monday Night Raw in the ratings department. Cage Side Seats is reporting that WWE is interested in bringing back none other than Stephanie McMahon on television to help the ratings of Monday Night Raw. McMahon is still the commissioner of Raw, but she has not appeared on her own show since WrestleMania 33 when Triple H accidentally bumped into her and knocked her off the ring apron and she went through a table. Goodbye. Goodbye. Don't come back. Stephanie took a nasty bump where she went through a table during the match with Triple H and Seth Rollins. One of the reasons why Stephanie McMahon was written off television at WrestleMania 33 was to give her time to take a vacation to go to Greece. However, several months have passed and she has not returned to Monday Night Raw. We did see her on Tuesday when Vince McMahon was headbutted by Kevin Owens on SmackDown Live. So she has not returned to Monday Night Raw. The Raw brand is right now being led by Kurt Angle, who is serving as the general manager. As recapped by WWE.com, Stephanie McMahon made her return to television 2 weeks ago, but not on Raw. Like I said, she was on SmackDown Live after Kevin Owens brutally headbutted and attacked Vince McMahon. It's not a coincidence that Stephanie was shown on television, as she appears to be closer to making her official return to Monday Night Raw. There are a lot of potential storylines to make when Stephanie is brought back to run Raw. She could take revenge on Seth Rollins, because I'm sure everybody is dying to see that, since she has a history with him, or Kurt Angle. Nevertheless, the WWE is planning something for her to help the declining ratings of their show. Stephanie coming back is going to put the Raw brand lower and lower and lower. NFL's ratings will go up, and Raw's ratings will go down once Stephanie hits the airwaves. She sucks. She is not the answer to your woes. Nothing is the answer to your woes. There's not a must-see guy that people, these casuals, are going to pick up the remote and tune into Monday Night Raw for. There's nobody on that brand. Maybe you should just worry about writing good television instead of bringing back a character that's going to be a detriment, that's going to be a negative to your show. Why don't you write good television? Why don't we start there? Good television doesn't start with Stephanie McMahon. Give me a break. Write good television and write good storylines that make sense. Write storylines that make people want to tune in and week out. I want to feel like, you know what? This was a great Raw. I can't wait till next week. What happened to having people feel that way? WWE rarely makes you feel that way nowadays. That's what they need. They need people to stay tuned to the show, because nobody is watching consecutively, consistently. It's always like, we'll see what else is on. This segment sucks. This guy sucks. This hour sucks. It's a waste. The show is inconsistent, and it has been inconsistent for God knows how long, 6-7 years now. There's nothing that makes you want to continue to watch Monday Night Raw. I do it because I don't watch football. I do it because you guys rely on me. More and more people, week in and week out, tell me, JD, I don't even watch Raw anymore. I listen to your show because of your review. That's all I need. Ratings will not increase with Stephanie McMahon. They will decrease. You want a starting point? It's not Stephanie. Write good stories. Write consistent stories. Have people stay with the show instead of changing the channel. Less filler. How that's possible with 3 hours, I don't know. I don't expect every segment on a 3-hour show to be something out of this world. There will be filler. But give me good storytelling. Give me good storylines. Don't embarrass me where I'm embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. You know? Nobody wants to see Titus O'Neil versus Kalisto, or Kalisto versus Elias, or Apollo Crews versus Elias. Nobody wants to see that shit. That's a waste of a segment right there. That's a waste of a talent. Have me excited about next week's show. When one show ends, I want to feel like I can't wait to see Monday Night Raw next week. I'm tuning in at 8 p.m. That's where you start. It doesn't start with Stephanie. It starts with good storytelling. And that's off the script. Thank you guys so much. I'm getting out of here. I got to get ready for House of Glory. I'll see you guys in Queens on Friday night. It's Thursday night now. You guys are seeing this on Saturday. But thank you guys so much for enjoying Off the Script, man. Hit that thumbs up. Let's get this video to 1,200 thumbs up, man. If you guys missed yesterday's video, Link in the video. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Get your JD Club, your Team JD Bullet Club design. Only till Wednesday available, man. Make sure you guys get it. It's not going to be available past Wednesday, so take advantage now. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. I am JD. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you guys right back here on Sunday morning for Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.